Hello and welcome to One on One. I'm Vernon Ramasar. I'm pleased to say that my guest today is the MP for Chaguanas West, Austin, Jack Warner. Mr. Warner, welcome back to the program.
Thank you, Vernon.
I know how busy you are with the affairs of state, etc.
Don't worry, man.
Let's start by dealing with the most immediate matter in the news. The proposal you had to take legal action against Mr. Pandey for allegedly libelous remarks he made against you regarding drug money, I believe it was. You've withdrawn that action,
Yes,
have you?
yes.
But reserve the right to, at
That's
some
correct.
future date?
That's
carry it
correct. That's correct.
out? Was it like moral suasion that changed your mind?
Well, the main thing I should tell you, yes, you're right, it's moral suasion. I got repeated requests from Chandra Sharma. I got from Dr. Tim Gopi Singh. I went to a Hindu funeral in Couva North 2 days ago, and I had about 4 or 5 pundits who spoke to me separately and collectively. I also had a similar request from Carlos John, from Jai Parasram, from my whole Chaguanas West constituency executive, and several other people. So by and large, and they were all saying that I should not pursue this. It would do damage to Mr. Pandey personally, and that of course we shall all be losers. But more importantly, the party is hurting, is bleeding. And then I said to myself that, look, I have made my case, my point. I will reserve the right to litigate later, but I will keep the lawyers on hold pending the action taken by the National Executive Committee and the Disciplinary Committee.
Now, most people would normally drop a case like that because they received an apology. In fact, there's been no gracious apology forthcoming, has there?
No, I was asked by some of them to demand an apology of Mr. Pandey. And I said to them, I will not do this because that is to give Mr. Pandey a platform for further foolishness. Mr. Pandey is dying for a platform. Mr. Pandey, whatever anybody thinks, Mr. Pandey is on his last days. And therefore, he will use any incident to try to resuscitate his reign, so to speak. I wasn't even giving him that chance. And therefore, I said I didn't want any apology whatsoever. I've made my case.
Now, he said in reaction yesterday when IE News called him that Mr. Warner is irrelevant and essentially an agent of the PNM. Do you consider that gracious in terms of response?
Mr. Pandey, I consider that foolish. I could have easily said, when he says I'm irrelevant, I could easily have said I wanted to match him. Right? But then I don't want him to descend to that. And I'll tell you this, Vernon. On the platform now, Ramesh, Gypsy, and I have all made a conscious decision to bypass Mr. Pandey and to begin to talk national issues. We are going to start a campaign now, response to Patrick Manning, budget of the people. And therefore, our campaign will be to go to every venue where Mr. Manning has gone to talk to the people. We shall go there to respond to him and talk about the budget. Mr. Pandey has no longer any political value to us, except when and if he does call internal party elections. If he does call it and he chooses to leave us out, then we'll go after him once again. If he doesn't call it, we shall continue the campaign of talking to the people. But in talking about Mr. Pandey, or in answering his foolishness and so on, we have no intention of going that route.
Because it becomes self-sustaining after a while,
After a while.
It's tit for tat after
That's
a while.
correct. And I mean, the country has had enough of this. We have had enough. If Mr. Pandey believes that is his forte, his stage and so on, let him go ahead. We believe there are more important issues, national issues to talk about, and we have now decided consciously to lift the bar, so to speak, and Mr. Pandey, for me, is the person who's irrelevant.
Now, I want to get back to your attacks on Mr. Manning in a moment. I want to make quite clear, in the press release you sent out regarding dropping the legal action against Mr. Pandey, you also said you are still proceeding with the action against the National Executive.
That's right. Totally.
Just to clarify that is about the matter that we are all aware of with you and Ramesh.
We are saying the National Executive, it is unconstitutional, it's illegal, they have no legal standing. The fact that they refer to the Disciplinary Committee is wrong. We also made the point as well that the Disciplinary Committee itself is illegal. And added to all of that, they couldn't be first there until they gave us the particulars of the charge. And all these things they have not done. And therefore, if and when they do call for a date for these hearings, we shall attend, make the case. And if by chance, Vernon, I say it's public today, if by chance they even proceed to try to even expel us, we shall go and file an injunction to the effect and to stop them. The fact is, Vernon, that under no condition we have any intention of leaving the UNC. So I don't want to try to do. We have no intention of leaving the UNC, nor do we have any intention of forming a fourth party. If 3 parties are bad, 4 parties will be worse. So therefore, we are going to stay in the UNC, try to get reform within the UNC, and fight and use the vehicle, use the UNC as a vehicle for change with other political parties opposed to the PNM.
Now, I know you've told me on many an occasion that you are really concerned about the welfare of people in this country and of your constituents in particular. But to some extent, is it also a matter of personality? Because, I mean, you are a very important person in your own right outside of politics.
Yes.
In the world of sport, for example. To have essentially the UNC executive trying to run you out of town, does that become a personal affront to you, that you feel like you have to deal with it? It
does, and I'll be candid with you. It does. It affects me internationally when the whole world reads I'm on 25 charges. I mean, it affects me personally when the whole world reads that Mr. Pandey is calling me mafia or agent or $30 million. It does, and I wouldn't make any, but it does. And I have reached a stage where, in some cases, I've explained to my colleagues overseas and my different organizations, and others, I've just simply let it pass by. There are guys who have come into this country and who intend to use the institutions in this country to try to tarnish me internally and overseas. But the point is, I have decided that I must rise above that. I must not allow that, because I must be made of sterner stuff. I must not allow that to deter me from the mission and the vision which I hold. And that is to reform the UNC from within and make it a vehicle of change.
Because on the other side of the equation, you've got Mr. Pandey, who it seems it very much is personal with. The more you tell him step down, the more he's planting his feet firm into the ground and saying, no, I'm not moving.
Mr. Pandey is not different, except in two areas he has that he can do. His base is dwindling overnight, it's dwindling fast. And secondly, more and more of the people of this country, more and more of them are considering him to be politically irrelevant. There is no way, Vonan, there is no way. There is no way Mr. Pandey could ever be head of the UNC and hope to be Prime Minister of this country again. There is no way Mr. Pandey, as head of the UNC, can win a general election again. There's no way at all. And therefore, for him to posture now, for me, it's a farce. It's farcical.
But he's got his clique around him that, at least in public, are saying, we support Mr. Pandey and he is the future of the UNC.
And all of them,
that's the national executive I speak of.
All of them behind his back are hoping for the day he dies. I said, but guys, he doesn't have to die. You can kill him politically by standing for what is right. They are cowards, most of them.
But I think you've hinted also that they have some sort of financial reason to stay in support of him. That they have to watch their bank accounts and sort of hold on to the little $2 that they have.
Yeah, but $14, you will sell your soul for $14,000 a month. You'll hold on to Mr. Pandey's coattail and lose your masculinity. You'll hold on to Mr. Pandey's coattail and lose every shred of respect that you could have. What do they tell their children? What do they tell the people around them, their friends? What do they tell their constituents? That they have stopped change? That they have stopped political progress? The day Mr. Pandey steps down as political leader of this country, the day he steps down is the beginning and the end for Patrick Manning. It's the beginning and the end. And it's no secret. And sometimes we get the impression that he's been propped up by Patrick Manning. Because if not, how come all the cases, all those cases and bank charges and so on and corruption charges they have with all those guys in the US are finished? Mr. Pandey hasn't started yet. Is that by accident? How come, of course, Mr. Pandey has not even been able to face the court seriously for the year? Is it by